We're going to talk about the narratives of the establishment propaganda media on immigration. But first,
this is the future.
Trump, I got a question. You on your debate the other day, you said illegal immigrants are taking black jobs. What the fuck are black jobs?
The illegal immigrants are being extremely loud on buses. They are all types of stuff that we said this used to be blacks. Remember when this was blacks and we liked it when they were black because they could dance and they were fun.
Welcome to Things That Need to Be Said here on MRC-TV. I'm Nick Kangadis. President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, recently did a 3-hour interview on the Shawn Ryan show and obviously talked extensively about the border, immigration policy, how he was angry every single day during the Biden regime, and brought up the media and their framing of his work and the current administration's work to curb the invasion that was allowed to happen at our border the previous 4 years.
I want the press to know that wasn't me.
So, let's play a little game. I'm going to show you some of what Homan told Ryan and then show you the specific spin, narrative, or perceived lie the legacy media decided to run with that corroborates what Homan was bringing up. Ready?
And here we go.
The first clip is of Homan talking about sanctuary cities and how the media has been cultivating their narrative.
So I've said sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the communities and more collateral arrests. Because right now the media's beating us up. Oh, you say you're going to concentrate on public safety threats, national security threats. Well, a lot of the people you're arresting aren't criminals. Well, okay, where are they being arrested? They're being arrested in a sanctuary city. Why? Because you forced me into the community. If you let me into jail, one agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. But you rather release that public safety threat back in the public, which puts the public at harm, puts the agent at harm, puts the alien at harm, because anything can happen on the street arrest.
And now for the propaganda.
There's the specter of the fear that this is going to cause, the effects this is going to have on these immigrant communities. And as you report this out, as you look at this, how much of this centers on that? Creating instability in these communities that have these sanctuary policies in place versus the Border Patrol's need to have this kind of reinforcement.
Next up, Homan talks about the media's disinformation campaign to downplay the Trump administration's effectiveness on immigration as compared to, of all administrations, the Biden regime.
The media is not being factual with American people, and that's very, very irritating. It's an insult because they're hiding the truth. Now, the media just a couple weeks ago said, we're deporting less people than Joe Biden.
And here's the spin.
Because Trump is failing to hit the big numbers on mass deportations that he's promised. We've reported this on this show previous to this clash. He is lagging far behind Biden's numbers.
Yeah. Why? Because the border's shut down. The border's secure. A lot of Biden removals, they're counting ICE removals and Border Patrol removals together. You had millions of people coming across every year, right? And they did remove a certain percentage of them. We could remove 100% of people we encounter, and Joe Biden can remove 5% of people he encounter. He's still going to beat us.
Finally, Homan voiced his concern for ICE and Border Patrol agents because of how the media has portrayed them as jackbooted thugs and ignoring the law in order to just, I don't know, snatch up people regardless of who they are and whether they're in the country illegally or not.
The agents, I'm concerned about the agents, and the media doesn't help. When they call them thugs and they're violating people's rights and they're violating civil rights, they're violating due process, a bunch of bull. These men and women are very well trained. And as one stepped on line once in a while, yeah, you got bad dentists, you got bad doctors, you got bad lawyers, and I'm sure we have some bad officers that here and there, but 99% of these men and women, strap a gun to a hip every day, put a Kevlar vest on, and they don't make a lot of money. And they get vilified, just like the Horse Patrol did. They don't deserve that.
Then there's the media's version of things that Homan was just talking about.
This is a horror show. Now remember, this is a man who promised during his campaign to deport 12 million people. And so I don't know if their plan to deport all of these people is to one by one rip them out of the arms of their parents and their children.
I think there is mainstream support for things like border security and deporting people who shouldn't be here when they've certainly broken laws, and they talk about violent criminals. But obviously they're going well beyond that in a way that is instilling a lot of fear.
And Homan was right. ICE agents are experiencing violent threats, and it didn't just begin like a week ago or something.
The president's deportation policy is encountering another issue: threats against federal ICE agents, violent threats escalating on social media, some promising the use of deadly force against ICE agents.
What have we learned? The answer is nothing new. The media is doing what they've always done. They spread as much disinformation as possible so that people in government who actually earn the money the taxpayers pay them have a distinctly more difficult time getting their jobs done. The good part is that Homan, regardless of threats or the aforementioned media disinformation, will continue to do his job the only way he knows how to do it: the right way.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes. Hallelujah.
So, were these things that needed to be said? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to follow us on Rumble. Subscribe and hit that notification bell on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. And if you want to support our content and the conservative movement, head on over to MRC.org/donate to help us out, since we're a nonprofit and couldn't do what we do without all of you. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.